A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Irvin of the Bind Guild is hurtling through the void in a living container once contained within the Legacy Run. Moments before the capital ship's destruction, Irvin stowed away in one of the containers as the emergency doors were shutting. Not exactly the most courageous thing to do, but the last thing Irvin was going to do was die on the job. Now, however, he is unsure if he's escaped that fate. The container has been in hyperspace for over an hour now. The Force only knows where in the galaxy the container is or where it is going, if it's even going anywhere. It could end up in deep space or smashing through a planet's body. If they are lucky, they will end up in a system habited by someone. Anyone. It could be worse, though. The thick hull of the ship is holding, and there's plenty of air and supplies. If only the children from the other families would shut up and quit their crying. There's no point in fretting now. They are in the hands of fate. When I get out of here, Irvin thought, I'm quitting the guild, and I'm going to exact my revenge on Wynn once and for all. Hi, everybody. We are recording session 2 after a blockbuster session last time. Kind of ended on a sad note. So sorry, kind of, sort of, not really about that. But I'm here joined by the rest of the cast. I'm so excited. I literally do not know what's going to happen, though. Before we jump into game, I want everybody to reintroduce themselves. And then we have a listener question that I am quite interested in getting everybody's answer to. Uh, because all of us have very different experiences and perspectives on Star Wars The High Republic. And then I know, Hope, you had a game question that you wanted to ask because, we ended the last session right in the middle of things. And I believe talking about the mechanics aspect and rules aspect and, player experience aspect is a really important facet of this game. So that said, hi, everybody. I'm Chris. I am the head referee of this whole show. And I have to emphasize the word referee because I am not in control of the situation at all. All right. Hope, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Hope. My pronouns are she, her. I play Gaz, whose pronouns are also she, her, and she is a Gazo operative and mom friend to all.
For reals. Charles?
Hi, I'm Charles. My pronouns are he, him. I play Win the Duros pilot, whose pronouns are he, they.
Colton?
Hello. My name is. I don't know why I'm always surprised about this question.
Who are you?
I don't. God, I don't know. My name is Colton Mason. I play the Quirmian consular, Corial, and we're both just happy to be here. Go by any and all.
And Jess?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jess. My pronouns are they, them. I play, our little human boy, Lysander, whose pronouns are he, him.
Amazing. And last but certainly not least, Robin.
Yes, hello. I am Robin. My pronouns are they, them. I play Zero, the droid engineer with very little memory and a mysterious past, whose pronouns are also they, them.
Amazing. My pronouns are he, him, as a dungeon master, game master, whatever you want to call me. But in game, I'm everyone because I'm literally playing everybody else. Okay, so we did have a listener question. BDSM Mistress Girl 1975. I'm noticing that there's an interesting audience that we've obtained from all of our different podcasts. So.
The correct audience.
You're my favorite now.
We have the good audience.
I know, right? We have the best
Yeah,
audience.
absolutely the best audience.
She wrote in, thank all of you so much for doing this podcast. It has gotten me into tabletop role-playing gaming. I have a D&D group now, and I absolutely love it. I also got into Star Wars The High Republic because of all of you. I know all of you have different experiences with the High Republic, so question, what is your favorite book and or project of the High Republic so far? It's a heavy question.
I know
Well, I
mine.
think-
Mine's...
Yeah.
Yeah, Colton, though, you have the least, so, like, you go for it.
Yeah, I'm really
Yes.
Colton. Just for our listeners' sake, Colton hasn't read the whole series. He doesn't know what's coming.
I have read Into the Dark and Light of the Jedi. And I'm going to say Light of the Jedi is my favorite High Republic piece of fiction.
Do we have a Geode hater in this group?
No, I love G. It's just I enjoy the just wanton destruction that's in Light of the Jedi that isn't in Into the Dark.
I love
mean,
that.
there's a lot of wanton destruction in Into the Dark, but there's more. And yeah.
All right, what about everybody else? People are contemplating.
Oh, I know mine. I just didn't want to jump right in. There has yet to be a book or a comic that has topped Into the Dark for me. I mean, I love my Loading Great Storm. He is my baby. And the short story and the whatever stories of Light and Life or whatever the hell it's called is definitely up there because I love that one. But Into the Dark gives me such joy. I love the entire cast. Comac is such my baby, and I adore him. Orla is amazing. Reith is so good. If you want to hear people like really getting into it, Chris and Steph over on Dark Side Divas is actually going through that book right now, and it's been a really good series. But I love Into the Dark. It gives me such joy. I love the Dringir. I love everything about it. It has everything, and I adore it. And nothing has yet to top Into the Dark for me. And Leox is my boy.
I love Leox so much.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
I have kind of a controversial answer because the
course you
question
do.
was, what is your favorite?
You fucking would.
I'm gonna give my top 3 so far because they're very close to each other. Number 2 came very close to edging out number 1. Number 1 is probably The Fallen Star. I can't say why because Colton, but I will say that The Fallen Star is a specific piece of genre fiction that I didn't expect because it's such a niche little genre, but I loved seeing it in Star Wars. Number 2's Eye of Darkness. I also cannot explain anything about Eye of Darkness. Just know that I've now read Eye of Darkness twice since it's been out. And coming in at number 3 very closely is probably Trail of Shadows. The DJ Older comic that's not High Republic Adventures. I love a noir story.
That's awesome. Good answer. Good answers.
Well, I will preface mine with saying I haven't read any of Phase 3, and I only read like half of Phase 2. But mine might also be a bit of a controversial take, and I'm going to say The Rising Storm. Specifically for a reason I can't explicitly say because Colton, but it's for a moment between Elzar and Stellan at the end of the book. Is like one of my favorite moments in Star Wars, period.
I love that. Jess?
Okay. Mine's is just controversial to my other friends, the Rupalps gang, because and if anyone's ever listened to any of our High Republic stuff, they all voted that Midnight Horizon. I was like, I can't remember names right now. Sorry to DJ Holter. They're like, oh yeah, that's the best book, and I agreed that Midnight Horizon is a very good book, but it's not my favorite. I think for me, it's a tie between Out of the Shadows and which is in Phase 1, because I love a Vern book. I love Vernestra. She's my favorite Jedi in the High Republic. And then I think actually me forgetting book names again, and even though this is like one of my favorites, Cataclysm.
Cataclysm, so a Phase 2 book.
Yeah, because actually that was probably the fastest I've ever read a Star Wars book. I got the arc and immediately said, everyone shut up. No one speak to me for the next several hours, and I actually finished it within a day, which is crazy for me.
I recently found out that apparently the author of Cataclysm writes like a bunch of medical history books. And
That's
so that's
funny.
why Cataclysm is written that way.
Yeah.
I was
It-
like, man, these are some visceral descriptions of injuries. Oh.
That book, like, a lot does happen, and it did make me go like, ah! Okay.
It was definitely graphic in that regard.
What about
My
you, Chris?
favorite book is Eye of Darkness. I can't say why either, because Colton. But
If it helps,
Eye of
Colton,
Darkness
I haven't
isn't
done
just-
Eye of Darkness.
Eye of Darkness isn't just a good Star Wars book or a good High Republic book. It's just a damn good book, and I've read that book 3 times over. I haven't done that in a very long time with any book. So, and just for reference, I'm listening to the audiobook. So, I did start reading it when I got my advanced copy, and that was a bit of a struggle for me because of my dyslexia. But when I heard the audio version,
Oh,
the
Mark Thompson.
the production quality is on point yet again. I can't recommend audiobooks for the High Republic enough because they put so much, generally, not always, they put so much production into it. It's more like audio drama, which is what we try to do in this podcast a little bit.
Now that's
So-
a segue. That's a segue back to the podcast.
So we will leave the occlusion zone and go back into our story. See what I did there?
The what?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
No,
worry
it's
about it.
it's
Don't worry
Literally
about
no
it.
idea what you're
It's like-
talking
Everything
about.
is
it's like
fine.
Candyland. Yeah. Okay, so with that said, Hope, you had a question about the game.
I did. So in the last session, when Wynn dropped us out of hyperspace, everybody but Wynn failed their checks, and we all took 2 points of damage.
Yep.
Now, hypothetically, if we had picked up, I just want to make sure I have this right, because hi, I'm playing for the first time. If we had picked up exactly from where we left off, we would not heal because it's a new session, but
Right.
we only heal if we've had a long or short rest. Is that correct?
Correct, unless you use a power that can heal you. You're in a Bacta tank, for example, or something like that.
Okay, so if we are going to start on a short rest, how do we get healing points back?
All right, so for our listeners, the particular rule set that we're using is kind of quirky in how you heal. You have 2 options. First is short resting, which I'll explain in a second. The other is long resting. Long resting is 8 hours for most species of an uninterrupted rest. And you're healed back to full. Any ailments you have are completely recovered. And that's kind of a weird quirk of the system. And I make a joke all the time that, like, even if your arm gets cut off, like, it regrows back or something like that. Now, Star Wars 5e has particular rules over losing limbs. I don't know why. Something about Star Wars and losing limbs. But generally, if you play in a D&D game, you get all your skills, your magic, your hit points back if you get a long rest. A short rest is where you get uninterrupted rest for an hour. And the way that works is that, for every single level you get, you have what's called a hit die. Most classes, it's either a D8 or a D10. And you can choose to roll up to your level in the amount of dice. So, for example, if I'm 4th level, I can use up to 4 dice and roll them, and that's how many hit points I get back. Now, if you only have 2 hit points down, I'd only recommend using 1 die, because there's not a lot of points to heal. And that way, if you short rest again, you'll still have a couple hit die left over, but you only have a certain number of hit die you can use per day.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's good to know.
Now, if you play Baldur's Gate, they simplify the system by just letting you short rest twice, and that's it, which is bullshit. But we don't need to talk about that. I'm kind of obsessed with that game right now.
I would like us to get through this recording so that I can go back to playing Baldur's Gate 3.
For those of y'all that do not play any tabletop role-playing games, if you want to learn what D&D is like, I cannot recommend Baldur's Gate 3 enough. It literally educates you in how to play D&D and all of the silliness and zaniness that comes with tabletop role-playing games. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
And if you would love to see all of us play Baldur's Gate, for those of us who don't own it, you can buy it for us, and then we'll be more than happy to play it for you.
Hey, you know what? I like that. I will gladly pimp myself out for more video games. Gladly.
So, I guess my next question then is, and thank you for everybody. This is the first time Goss has taken damage so far in all of this, so I'm like,
Really?
what do I? Yeah, I
Really?
haven't taken any damage. So this is
Impressive.
kind of weird for me.
Could not be said about Lysander.
Or anyone else, I think.
Or anyone else.
Or what?
Lysander's nickname should be Pincushion at this point.
No!
So I do appreciate everyone's patience. So if we are taking a short rest, then I just have to roll my d8 to see how much
Yeah.
points I get back, correct?
Yeah. So if you roll a 1, that sucks. But if you roll a 2 or more, you're going to be back to your full hit points.
Then I guess the
Now,
question is, are we taking a short rest?
well, let's get right
Oh,
into
let's
it.
get into it.
So last game session. So side note to the listener. Very rarely when we record do all of the episodes come out beforehand. So sometimes there's a bit of a gap of memory when we start up and we have to do a longer recap just to get back in sync about where we're at. And then the episodes from the previous season come out. That's not the case with this recording session. All of the episodes of our last session are out as of this week, and so everybody's kind of caught up. But just for the listeners, we did leave off last game session on kind of a low note because our crew has discovered that there is a hyperspace disaster, and they may have unknowingly participated in the events that led up to it. So our crew is a bit, they're having various stages of sadness, grief, frustration, anger, and it was determined that they want to do something heroic. Lysander had received visions long ago that Lysander was going to be in danger, but it was kind of confusing how that was going to happen. But now that the hyperspace disaster has happened, it's more apparent to Lysander that indeed this disaster could lead to the complete and utter destruction of Lysander, which would suck. So we leave off last game session with you all in hyperspace en route to the system where Lysander is from, and it's not going to take that long to get there, barely an hour, so you do have enough time to short rest. My question to you is, can your characters for 1 hour be calm and stress-free?
Oh, no.
And if so, how?
What is stress-free? I don't
What is
understand
calm?
the concept.
I'm just gonna put this dice back then.
But totally up to you. Yeah, for those of us that were born after 1985, there was apparently this concept where a human being doesn't have any worries in the world. I don't know her. Never been stress-free in my life, but apparently it's possible. So there we go. But yeah, no, Agaz, if you're, you were emotionally all over the place, but you're still hurting. So what do you think Gaz does?
So Gaz, I do remember this from the last session, that she was going to at least prep the one in case they need it. And after that though, during that time, she did a lot of thinking, and she came up with a plan. Oh goodness. So, after she kind of is just like, okay, the one in is functioning, I guess. She don't know ships. She then goes up to the cockpit of the Squonk and looks at Wynn and goes, hey.
Wynn is leaning over the cockpit because we're in hyperspace, but we're in like the path version. We're like going sideways in hyperspace, but Wynn doesn't know that. And so they're bending over like in their seat, staring at the relays with much more intensity than they were. And when Gaz enters, they kind of snap up backwards and look around. Oh, yes. Yes, hello. And they reach for their cup of calf that they somehow have.
They always have cap, it's fine. Everything's crazy.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I have an idea, and I don't know if it's a good one, but like to think it's not bad.
Should we call everybody else in? And because how long, Chris, until we arrive at Lysander?
Hyperspace takes about an hour, 15 minutes from where you were.
How long
Okay.
have we been in hyperspace?
This is like this takes off. This game we start off moments after last session.
Oh,
You just jumped
okay.
into hyperspace.
Got you.
And
Okay.
a quick note: this is not a smooth journey. The ship is buckling a lot. There's a lot of inertia when you're not able to let the flight controls on autopilot at all. You have to
No.
actively be moving shit around.
When would not let the squonk have complete control during this.
Right.
So as they are talking to Gaz, they are continuing to press buttons and hold onto things and steal.
Wasn't
we-
Lysander co-piloting?
Yes, Lysander was. Oh yeah, Lysander was in the room.
So yeah,
Oh,
Lysander
yes.
is sitting here, but he's quiet.
I mean, I can patch us through to Coriel and Zero.
It's okay. I got it. Coriel! Zero!
Well, I mean, I
Hopefully
didn't hear
back
you.
so far that the mic didn't actually pick any of that up.
She just screamed for them, just like, Coriel! Zero! I just didn't want to scream in my microphone. Get up here! We have to talk!
Who needs an intercom when we have a Gaz?
I think Zero is actually shut in the the Squonk computer room, with all the other droids if they could wrangle them.
1 and 2 are dancing around. They're completely unaware that something bad has happened, as you can imagine. The squad computer, though, simply says to you, "Vessel, we must speak."
Yeah, I wanted to talk too. That's why I called this little droid conference of me, yourself, baby 000 here, and Gonk in 1 and 2.
And Gonk says, "Gonk."
Yep. Well, let's go with your thing first. What do you want to discuss?
We have discovered a weakness.
In what?
The organics upon this ship.
Yeah, they're organic. They're full of all kinds of weaknesses. Like,
They will prevent us from completing the mission.
how so? I mean, they've gotten us this far.
We're not currently going to a destination we have identified as a point we must reach to complete the mission.
Yeah, well, you know, counterpoint, Lysatra is in wild space, and the station is also in wild space, right?
We believe so.
Yeah, so it's just a quick stop on the way. You know, yeah, it's not as quick as you'd like, but it's just a quick stop, and I think the organics will be invaluable in completing the mission.
They will put us in more danger.
I mean, to be fair, you've put us in quite a lot of danger. So, I mean,
Explain.
I think we're even at this point.
What danger have I put you in?
Oh, you know, just like taking over an entire space station and trying to crash us into a planet.
I was not trying to crash us into a planet. I was trying to crash said space station into a planet.
While we were aboard it.
You could have come onto the ship.
Well, some of us didn't think of that. And regardless, it would be kind of a bummer if you crashed a space station into a planet. Who would do such a thing? That sounds like a really sad thing to happen, and I don't think people should do that.
Destruction of other organics does not matter. Compassion is a weakness.
How to put this in terms you'll understand? No?
And then Gonk says with some authority, "Gonk," as if he's agreeing with you.
I mean, without the organics, I wouldn't have gotten this cool hat.
Define cool, says the Squonk. Your temperature is not unusual.
Oh my god.
It's intimidating and helps with the mission by making the vessel look more imposing.
Can you make a persuasion roll?
That would be. Oh yeah, I have a +0 to persuasion, so that's an 8.
Oh. The squonk says, "I require a hat."
Now I'm just picturing the squawk with a giant hat on top of the ship.
Tell you what, I will ask Corrail if we can park his ship on top of you and attach the clamps to the top of the ship, functioning as a hat. What do you say?
Confirm.
Excellent. All right. And if we get you a hat, we can care about. See, and this is why organics are valuable, because without the organic, I wouldn't have had that ship, and you wouldn't have had a hat.
This logic is sound.
Exactly. Thank you.
1 and 2 says, "But we wanted to wear that ship as a hat."
I will find you smaller ships for hats. If I can find them.
Yay!
Cool.
Also, we don't know where to put any of this stuff. They move to a corner of the server room and open it up, and all this stuff just spills out from all the retail stores in Naboo. There's clothing, jewelry, tiaras, everything, and you don't remember them carrying all this stuff with them before, and you realize that they've been a lot busier than even you or any of the crew have noticed.
Excellent.
This one came from the Queen's room.
The Queen!
No!
All right, we see that we have elevated from fighting capitalism to just straight up fighting the monarchy. Wynn would be very proud.
Everybody's windows were left open.
Excellent. Love that. Maybe let's save that problem for later. Can you guys... I don't really know how you put that in there without arms, but however you did, can you just put it all back again? And we'll figure that out later.
Well, we need Gonk's help again.
I'm sorry, Gonk helped you put this stuff in there?
You notice that Gonk has turned around and is starting to wobble away.
Gonk!
Gonk!
Hey, stop. Hey, did you help 1 and 2?
Gonk.
Good job, buddy. And Zero just pats Gonk on the head. All right, but before you guys put that stuff away, I wanted to quickly discuss something. While we're in this weird hyperspace, I don't know, mumbo jumbo, weird, offshoot, nasty hyperspace that we're in, I think we should try to, analyze it and see if we can determine what's going on more accurately. And I thought if we linked up, all of us, as a kind of multi-droid processing team to analyze what's going on with hyperspace, we might be able to figure something out.
The Squonk says, already collecting a lot of data.
Yeah, I just thought, if we all connected, we might be able to, boost the processing speed and, get more data, more accurate data.
Would require at least 10,000 astral droids to be effective.
At least.
Correct. Some will likely overheat and explode.
Oh! Well, never mind then. Bad idea.
Can recommend appropriate system locations for larceny of astrodroids.
Interesting. How many astrodroids are currently in the droid prison on Naboo? Do you know this information?
Not enough.
Well, we might need to go back there and see if some of them can lend their help.
Majority of which are combat droids would not be appropriate for high data processing.
Could be useful for the mission, though.
Confirmed. A army of droids would help us serve in our goals.
Yeah. Huh. We'll just keep that in our back pocket, as it were. Not that anyone in this room has pockets, but... Alright, good talk. I'll see about getting you that hat. Please keep us alive in this hyperspace hellscape.
Coordinating all efforts with the pilot Win. Still recommend opening all portals and airlocks to jettison all organics into space.
That would depressurize the ship and cause it to implode, I would think.
Shield systems are strong enough to withstand. Will activate seconds after organics are purged from the ship.
Yeah, how about we not do that? I'm gonna go stand with the organics, so, if you're gonna jettison them, you'll have to jettison me too, and I don't think you want to do that.
Correct.
All right.
We'll stand by. Recommendation still stands.
All right, yeah, stand by on that one, sure. You three, clean this shit up.
Gonk says, Gonk.
And Zero will walk out and then presumably hear Gaz shouting for them.
Yeah, so is anybody doing anything by themselves before Gaz calls you up to the cockpit?
I think Coriel is just meditating.
Okay. Lysander, are you doing anything?
Well, Lysander was,
Oh, you're in the
co-piloting.
cockpit already.
Yeah.
So Coriel,
Yeah,
can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Sure. That is a 23.
You can easily sense the waves of different emotions that have come through this entire ship. The Force is almost like responding to all of it, and all the energy, mostly sad, mostly angry, mostly frustrated. But there is a certain focus suddenly that piques your interest, and you hear whispering in the kind of in the back of your mind, and you look over at the idol that Obsidian provided you, and it seems to be calling to you almost. Though the words are indistinguishable, you can tell that it's whispering to you.
Oh dear, good heavens. I'm going to grab it. And I'm gonna try and activate telemetry again. If it's talking to me, I want to see if I can't get a deeper understanding of it. Or if it's calling out to me, rather. I want to see if I can't get a deeper understanding of it.
Okay. I looked this up ahead of time. Make an insight roll.
Okay.
At advantage.
Perfect. 19.
You're focused and steady on it, and there's waves of darkness coming from it, but it's encased, it's trapped, and it wants out. But it's whispering to you, 3 were made, over and over again.
Gonna ask it telepathically, like, what 3? By who?
You're trying to reach out to it, and there's that wall of force that's encasing it is also keeping you out of it.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well then I'm just gonna put it back.
Put a blanket over it like it's a birdcage.
Yeah.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
All right.
I like to imagine that in our shopping spree we acquired some like garish over like patterned throw blanket, which Coriel is now draping half over the artifact, but not quite covering all of it, just enough to be obviously conspicuous that this artifact has been covered by the worst, tackiest throw rug you've ever seen in your life. That's what I imagine is happening here.
I fully support that vision.
Yes. The only thing I would do separately is Gaz bought a shit ton of discount yarn before leaving Naboo, and she could have possibly made them really tacky blanket.
It's just like a big, like, picture of the Queen's Palace, and it says, "I have the need for Theed."
Oh, that's so much better. Yeah, it's that one. That is what it is.
Yep.
You
Oh
win.
my
See,
god.
Robin wins.
Fun thing for people, when you're the cast, your headcanons get to become canon.
It's wonderful.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of tabletop role-playing games. Absolutely.
Can somebody make us a sticker that says Naboo, the need for the please?
So you
when
all are back in the cockpit.
Yeah, and when I can't imagine and Lysander have had much of a chance to talk to each other on account of everything's breaking, and including Lysander's emotional state.
Oh, yeah. Just a quick reminder on the computer screen. The Squonk computer system is sending you all kinds of information: when to turn left, turn right. There's a small asteroid belt in your way. You need to turn this direction to not crash and die. So you're very actively piloting the ship right now, even though you're in hyperspace.
So Gaz like sees how intense like they both are, and she is not talking. She is just staying just outside the cockpit and waiting for the other two to come. But she is, for once, shut up.
I think Zero approaches quietly, sees how quiet everyone is, and walks up behind you and just like bends down real close to your ear and says, "Why is everyone so quiet?"
She completely, all her feathers fluff up from being startled. Shh! They're trying not to kill us.
Oh, okay.
We needed to make a plan, and it might have to be you, me, and Coriel, because they're very much trying not to kill us right now.
What needs to be me? What? As I walk up.
I have an idea.
Oh, hey, we're being quiet.
Not quite enough. If you're gonna have a conversation, go somewhere else.
Heard. And Zero just turns around and starts
Fine.
walking.
We're
Yeah,
gonna make
maybe,
a plan. We'll make a
maybe-
plan, and we'll take it off of you.
Yeah, maybe make the plan, and we will be with you in a sec. Oh, okay.
She just
and when
closes the
Banks-
cockpit door.
Very hard to one side. That was a black hole, and oh boy, I don't like this drive thing. Okay.
She just closes the cockpit door and then just turns to the other two. Okay, Lysatra, let's talk about it.
Yes.
It's certainly a planet.
I have an idea about how to handle it, and for once, I don't think it's a bad idea.
Okay.
You're gonna handle a planet.
I mean, we're not going there. Sorry, she's much more serious right now. She looks like she kind of thinks it through for a second, and then she just nods. Coriel, you're right. A planet is a really big target right now with whatever is happening across the galaxy.
I mean, yes. Thank you.
There's
I
no
am.
reason all of us should be standing on a really big target.
Right.
So I propose that Win and Zero are in the Squonk, you're in the Cavalclave, and you three stay up in orbit while me and Lysander go down to get his family in the 1 in 2000. Now, if things start getting hairy, at least not all of us have to die on the planet. And leave. And me and Lysander will figure it out. Or we won't.
I understand the sentiment behind this plan, I think, as much as I can understand sentiment. But I don't know that I trust the Squonk to not immediately jump to hyperspace upon you leaving.
Why?
Because the Squonk, doesn't like that you all are here and would rather it be just me and it, and really wants to get on with the, mission. And so upon you detaching yourselves and going down, it might not see any further reason in hanging around and might just leave.
And kidnap you and win?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a pickle. Man, I could use a pickle right now.
Oh, speaking of which, hey, Corel, can I park your ship on top of the Squonk?
I mean, sure, yes.
Can we just,
Why?
clamp it on top instead of having it be in the escape pod hatch of the 2000?
Yes, we can, if that's
Excellent.
a
The
necessity.
Squonk wants a hat, and so I told them that could be its hat.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
I could work with this.
Also, I would like to make one small change to the plan, if I may.
Okay, there is a second part to this, but let me hear what you got.
Okay, I believe that it might be in everyone's best interest if it is me and Lysander that goes down to the planet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like,
Why?
yeah.
Just-
The Force conveys some certain defensive properties that may become useful in a rescue mission of
Okay.
this sort.
That's actually kind of what I was thinking, but the opposite, because if Wen and Zero are tracking things in the Squonk, and you're, giving us, force signals, then you guys could give us a warning, but if you're already there, are you gonna be okay, though?
Probably. I mean, as okay as anyone will be. I had a terrible, terrible idea.
Go on.
We're really good with
The-
terrible ideas.
Okay. So, assuming, right, that the planet is not a devastated husk when we get there.
Yeah, we can assume that. Hopefully that is the case.
She has this look like that thought did not cross her mind at all. Like, her eyes just kind of get big, oh. Go on.
There is a chance that we could destroy the object when it comes out of hyperspace before it hits the moon.
Oh, I thought you meant destroy the moon.
Yes, we shall destroy the moon!
Why did that make me think of
No, God actually said that! Okay. But if it's moving really fast...
Yes, we will have to also move very fast.
And also, how do we know there will only be one object emerging from hyperspace?
And I think the only fast ship is yours.
I mean, I'm pretty sure... It is, like I said, it is not a good idea, but it is an idea. One
Okay.
that will, if
We-
successful, save many more lives.
We'll definitely pocket it. I guess we'll see what the state of Lysander is when we come out of hyperspace. But
That's true.
how good are
I
you
still
with
don't-
people?
Sorry?
Oh,
Good.
Coriel, how good are you with people
I mean...
and children?
Fine with people, less fine with children.
Because Lysander has
Wait,
a
are
little
children
brother.
not people? Is this
No,
a
I was-
distinction
I-
I
No,
wasn't
no,
aware of?
No,
I
they
was-
are. You just have to treat
I-
them a little differently.
I was making
just-
a joke.
They were
so-
tiny. They're like tiny people. But we're going to have to convince his family to come with us. Can you do that, and his little brother too? Because I'm good with people.
We can get them on the ship. That's not going to be an issue.
When in doubt, kidnap the little brother.
Well, I was just going to put them all unconscious and then
Oh, that
hoist
works
their
too.
bodies into the ship.
That
But
works too.
I mean, yeah.
But if you kidnap the little brother, the parents will follow.
I still don't trust the squad not to kidnap Win and I.
The squonk is going to be fine. Because we are going to give it, the people down on Lysander is going to make sure the cavalcade is just going to be the best hat. We have to go to Lysander for this to work.
After God says that, on a few of the computer screens throughout the ship, including in the cockpit, there is suddenly a thing that pops up that says, crew survey. Approximately how much do you weigh and how quickly do you fall?
Yeah, we're gonna shut that off.
Griff?
Don't worry about it!
Oh, you know, spam email surveys happen all the time. We're just gonna focus.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, Squonk? Not the time.
Do you think you should go?
What?
Do you think you should go with Lysander, Coriel?
I mean, if anyone is going to, yes.
Then okay. Are you going to take the cavalcade for the 2000?
Probably,
I guess you could take both.
Well, you said the cavalcade was like a one being ship, right?
But it's currently
Yes.
connected to the 2000.
yes.
You could well, if you keep the cavalcade on the 2000, that prevents the squonk from receiving its
Having
hat
a hat, so we
and
have to
using
be
that
able
as-
to. Yeah.
as leverage to stay.
And the people that you are getting from Lysander are going to help with the whole squonk hat thing. It's a need. And it will help us move faster to get to our destination faster for our quest.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd harp on the bringing more organics aboard thing. I don't know that will help our case in getting the squonk to behave.
Squonk is listening, honey.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. But they will be on the 2000.
That might help a little.
I would like to make an attempt to stop this,
Okay, what do you need?
piece of debris. A very good pilot and a lot of luck.
So
Yeah, again, it could be pieces. We don't know that only one thing will emerge from hyperspace.
well, then
I know.
you're going to
but-
have both of those. You'll have Lysander, who's a very good pilot, and you have a lot of luck. All right, you take it. You and Lysander. You go get his
Yes.
family.
Well, no. I'm saying I would... Because here's the thing. In both of our visions, we only saw the moon get destroyed. And then, the moon rained bits of pieces
Yeah,
down
Hellfire,
on,
yeah.
the planet. But that takes a while. Like, it should take at least 2 to 5 hours, probably, depending on...
Oh, it's always so
exact
much
impact
faster
velocity.
on TV.
And if that's the case, if we don't succeed, we still can attempt the rescue of Lysander's family.
All right.
I would rather get the family first to guarantee that they're safe.
Well,
That's the thing. We have 3 ships. So,
One of which can only carry one person.
yeah.
yes.
Can the cavalcade shoot things?
It does not have any weapon systems.
Awesome.
You have a ship without weapon? They make those?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
they do.
no,
They're called
I'm-
taxis.
Well, yes, I
You
modified
drive a
it.
taxi?
What? No, it's
And vans.
it's more like a flying bedroom. I had to get rid of the weapon systems to put in the extra large comforter in the living quarters of the ship.
You know, I respect that.
I think
None of these words make sense to me.
It's a
wanted-
good thing. And you know, very classy. I get it. Alright, so what if me, Wen, and Zero prepare to shoot down whatever comes out of hyperspace while you two get Lysander's family?
I think if it's going to be we separate in that, I think it might be best if we have someone who can look a tiny bit into the future on the shoot down the piece of debris at light speed
So
team.
then we're back to the original. One of us is going down with Lysander. Who's it gonna be? Make a choice. Are you
Probably
shooting or are
in
you
that
going?
case. I will shoot.
Alright, then I will go with Lysander. Unless you want to go with Lysander, Zero.
I don't think that would go well.
Yeah, you're about the only one keeping the squonk from killing us, so.
Yeah, and... Yeah, if I leave, the squonk will definitely open all the doors immediately.
I'm sorry,
and,
what?
Yeah, the squonk talked about jettisoning you all into space.
So maybe we should put on the spacesuits while we're on the squonk. I'm glad we got those from Yagdul.
Right at this moment, when Flick's on the intercom, they're standing right outside the door, right?
Yeah, we haven't moved.
You haven't moved. When Flick's on, it says, you guys know we can hear you through the door, right?
Yeah, good. We're planning.
Okay, just making sure. Also, we're going to be coming out of hyperspace hopefully soon.
Okay.
So, if we could solidify the plan that is currently happening.
She just opens the cockpit door. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, do any of you want my opinion about
that's what I was
this?
just going to
Actually,
ask.
yes,
we were
your
all
opinion
like
is the
talking
most
about who
important
gets to
here.
go with Lysander, and we didn't ask Lysander who he would prefer to go with.
What do you need, hun? What do you want?
Honestly, I can do this by myself. I don't need to be babied.
Do you want to take the 2000?
I
Or-
think. First, maybe let me try to contact my family before going down there.
Okay.
Sure.
That's
And we'll
probably
go
good. I didn't think about calling your relatives. That sounds like a decent idea. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, the 2000 is fully prepped for you.
Yeah.
We'll do that. And go from there. Just like eating a Rancor.
That, okay.
How is this similar to eating a rancor? I'm still confused on the whole like eating thing and like how that works.
My daddy always said the best way to eat a Rancor is one bite at a time. This whole big problem's the Rancor.
I'm just wondering why you would want to eat a rancor.
It's
like why
it's
you would actively.
afraid.
'Cause they go,
Fly and don't kill us.
I could do both of those things.
Can you?
I could try.
I'd rather you focus on the not killing one.
Oh
right.
God, what's that?
Oh my.
Zero. Oh, Zero, you told a joke. Yay.
Yep.
Did you?
There's a second survey that pops up on the screens, and it says, if you can breathe, how long can you hold your breath?
We're not doing this right now.
I'm Should I get the spacesuits just in case?
I think you should get the
Okay, I'm
spacesuits
gonna
just
go
in
get the
case.
spacesuits just in case.
I don't know how helpful they'll be for the Quirmian, but
He'll fit.
It's fine. I can hold my breath.
in space?
Yes. Little bits.
This is Wen of the Phantasmal Squonk requesting updates.
Well, it seems our friends have survived. Lucky us.
Obsidian stands stoically in front of the holoprojector, awaiting his master's next orders.
There is a disturbance in the force, Obsidian. A darkness rises, but it's chaos. A storm. A storm that cannot be controlled.
Obsidian quietly watches all of the nearby computer screens. The calls for help, the chaos reigning in the Outer Rim right at this moment. So much destruction. Caused by what? Obsidian was at a loss for words.
Don't worry, my apprentice. For now, we are safe. The same cannot be said for the rest of the galaxy. But do not worry. Before the cycle is out, I believe our friends will make a choice that will bring them one step closer to the dark side.
Well, everybody, that is our show for this week. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us. We sure hope you are enjoying the show. I'm enjoying making it, so is the rest of the cast. We're so excited for y'all to hear what happens next. Are they going to save Lysander? And if they do, at what cost? Tune in to find out. Because of the holiday season, we will be skipping a week, so there won't be a new episode next week, but there will be the conclusion to this particular story the following week. So would love for everybody to have a wonderful and happy holiday. Definitely appreciate y'all taking the time to support us. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our podcast via your favorite podcast platform of choice. Leave a review and tell your friends about us. We would certainly love to have a bigger audience and have more people check us out. Huge thank you, as always, to Grushkov, who is the composer of most of the music for the show. If you love this music, go check them out. Go buy their music. Go stream them on Spotify. Do whatever. They deserve all the love in the world because their music makes this show. Last but certainly not least, if you go to our Twitter account, or X, whatever you want to call it, @ForLightAndDice, and check out the link that's on our profile, there you'll have links to where all of our podcasts can be found and our Discord, which is free for all. If you want to hang out with other cool members of our community, you can go to our Discord and join us there. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for listening, and as always, may the Force be with you.